Hi guys, my name is Anne and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how I made this out from this very inexpensive fabric. So keep on watching, I'll see ya. So the first thing we have to do is to make a pattern. Here I got is my pattern paper. This measurement is for my 18 months old girl. So for the waistline I have 22 inches. I'll make it 23 for my seam allowance. Now I'm going to fold it in half and I got 11.5 inches. Now I'm going to fold it one more time and I get 5 something inches. But I'm gonna go ahead and do 6 inches because it's always better to make it a little bit bigger than to have it smaller. So in there I draw 6 inches wide and 8 inches long instead of just the regular 6 inches, just to make that extra details in front. It's really just a box. I have also marked my center points, which is 4 inches on the side and 3 inches at the top. Here I'm going to add 1.5 inches for the neckline. Then I'm going to extend about half an inch over here at the top and 1 inch down here on the bottom. Then just basically connect the center points with the lines. I also would like to add about 3 inches down here in the bottom and just connect it to the side. Now up here at the top, we need to draw a curved line for our neckline. This is one thing about making your own pattern because you really have to do some simple drawing. Right here on the side, I'd like to modify it and make it more of a curved line rather than just a straight line. And you can always modify it till you're happy with the result. Here in the back pattern, instead of 6 inches wide, I would only do 5 inches, just to create the dramatic opening at the back. Then just trace the curved sides in your front bodice pattern. So for the top, here we got the front bodice, the back pieces, and for the straps. Now for the skirt, I have 3.5 inches for my first circle. If you remember in our basic math equation how to get the radius of a circle, I use the same process. Just imagine your waist as a circle, then use this formula. And that you see on the screen is how I get the length for my skirt. It's the same exact process on what I did on the first circle. Make your small dots and then connect them together with a line. So I have here my 10 inches for the bottom, my 8 inches for the top layer, and 25 inches for the waistline. Next thing is to cut all the pieces. Place your fabric flat on the surface and then simply trace your pattern using a fabric marker. But I just use regular pen, you won't be able to see it anyway. It would only take some time to make your pattern because that's really where you have to think and create your design elements. But once it's done, cutting and assembly should be easy. You'll get your project done in no time. For the skirt, I folded my fabric twice, kinda like folding a paper in a square. It's more like it. And voila, perfect circle. Now for the fun part. To make the detail in front, I make 2 small folds just like so. Then make sure the length should be back to our original of 6 inches long. Now on the lining, we don't necessarily have to make the same fold just like on the main one, so I'm just gonna go ahead and trim the excess fabric. To attach the back pieces, just match all the edges and then secure them in place. Now we just need to make the same fold just like in the front piece, and don't worry if it's not going to be totally aligned with it should be fine. Now let's take it to the sewing machine and sew the edges. Then make sure to press the seam allowance open. Now I'm going to attach the straps and then sew them in place. 3 straps is really not necessary. You can do 1 if you find it so hassle. That is just one of my design element for this outfit. Now it's time to attach our lining. With the first layer facing right side up, put the lining over with the right side facing down, and then secure them together with a pin. And as long as your measurement is right, there should be no problem matching them together. And now I'm going to sew it all the way, but I'm going to leave this part right here open so I could turn it inside out. And whenever you get here in the curved sides, it may take a little bit of wiggling around, but that's okay. Just make sure that you follow the curve nicely. And just before you turn your garments inside out, make sure you clip the edges, especially the curved sides, to keep the perfect shape. As you can see, it starts coming together. So to close the opening, we need to sew it again all the way. But before that, I would like to go ahead and pin the bottom lace so I don't have to go back and pin, then sew and pin, you know. By the way, this is actually my first video. I just created this channel a couple weeks ago. So if you find this video helpful, please do subscribe to my channel and click that little bell to receive notification for my upcoming videos. Thank you. And here it is. See how clean it looks? Now we just have to install the eyelets for the back tie. I only use this little bitty lace for the tie. It works just fine. And that's all for the top bodice. Now moving on to the skirt. Before I'm going to attach the skirt together, I would like to hem the raw edges first. And it's so much easier to do it if I press the edges first instead of sewing it directly. It would always save me so much time if I do it this way. If you have sewn or hemmed circle skirt before, you know what I mean. It can be really challenging. Now let's take it to the sewing machine. See how easy that is? All you need to do is to guide your fabric and you're all good. Also, don't forget to sew the other skirt. Then just give it a final press, get rid of the wrinkles and imperfections. So now I have in there is the bottom layer. Now I'm going to put the top layer underneath facing the same sides with the bottom layer and pin them together. Now we just have to sew these round edges. Alright, now that both of our skirts are gathered, let's go ahead and attach the waistline. Just pin and sew it in the skirt with the right side facing the same direction as the skirt. Now that I have it sewn in my skirt, I'd like to take a little portion of it, fold it just like that, and then press it. Fold it again and just press it slightly. Now let's go ahead and sew it just a little bit above your first stitches in the waistline. Don't forget to leave a little spot for your elastic. And here we have it, perfect. And you can also add more details into it, like put ruffles on the skirt or add accessories like bows or something, just whatever you want it to look like. Your design, you decide. And that's my little baby. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you find this video interesting. I'll see you again in my next video.